Streaming feature. We will be live any second. If we're not, I see one person so far in the chat, Giuseppe. Thank you so much for coming by today, man. It's going to be a very good cast. It's going to be a fun one today. A fun little cast. We're going to be talking about the World Mobile Token Sale. And as always, we're going to be talking about Cardano. Kaizen Crypto. What is up, man? You were second in the chat today. How are you doing, brother? Lovely times. Yesterday was ADA Payday. We all look forward to it every 5 days. I got some wonderful OJ with me. What's the pulp? Much pulp, I would call it. But who else is in the chat today? What is up? Ada Pilot, Anthony McDonough, Giuseppe. My 4 favorites on this Monday afternoon. We're going to wait for a few more people to join in here today. John Hamilton, what's up, man? We're going to wait for a few more people before we get started. But I'm going to be telling you guys everything that you need to know about the World Mobile Token Sale that is happening on the Cardano blockchain as a Cardano native asset. None of that ERC20 bullshit. So we're going to get started in just a second. So Cuddy, Matthew, Fanny, you got Gaia, Jerpinder. Orange juice has a lot of sugar in it. It does, but I love it. I love it. It's good. It's good stuff. I drink it here and there. Can you give me your specs for your Ergo mining machine? I will. Let's get to that. Ask me that question again when the AMA starts. I do have a little bit of content to cover today. We're going to wait until we get 50 people in here. And we're also going to wait for you to click that damn like button, ladies and gentlemen. Halil, what's up? Mafo? So we're going to be talking about World Mobile today. World Mobile is a project that I'm very interested in after having Mickey from World Mobile on my podcast today. And man, after having that podcast with him, it just seemed like an awesome project. You know, they're taking, their experience in the telecoms industry and also using, the Cardano blockchain for the tool that it is, right? I mean, if you were trying to build a network and you're trying to incentivize people to do things, why not use a cryptocurrency to do that? Because it's just an easy way to show where value is and also provide value for the people that, maintain your network, grow your network, and operate your network. And, everything that he said to me it really just made sense, and you look at how would you get, competing with bigger, and better institutions, how would you expand your network, exponentially? It's with incentives, it's with tokens. I mean, it's the same thing that Cardano does. Cardano has to find a way to pay people like Bloom to run the network. How do we get people to build servers and process transactions for the Cardano network? Well, we have to design a reward scheme that's going to last hundreds of years, right? We have to, design fees. We have to, design all of this so this system will maintain itself and this system will self-govern itself, right? And what World Mobile's doing is they're using the tools that blockchain has to, connect the unconnected, to give people, the access to the telecom industry, to give people access to internet and electricity. And man, I have to say that's something that I can get behind and something that I can be excited about. So we're going to be looking at the details of the token sale. But before we look at it, I must say that this is not financial advice. If I, had the ability to purchase this token, it's not for sale in the United States. I personally would, but I'm just a man on the internet. So if you think a man on the internet is providing financial advice, then you are wrong. If you make some money or you lose some money, it's on you. It's not on me. I can just show you how the sale works and also, a little bit of information about the token supply, what they're doing, and, maybe help you have a more educated guess yourself. But I cannot provide financial advice. There are 60 people here today, though. I appreciate you guys all stopping by. Real quick, for the new people stopping by, we're going to be looking at the World Mobile Token Sale. I'm going to be showing you guys how to participate in it if you'd like to. Also, the total supply, a little bit more details about World Mobile. I got a couple more topics for today, and then we'll be starting the Cardano AMA. I do these AMAs every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to, just try to help to educate the community, about everything going on in the Cardano space. And I've had a lot of ideas lately. I'm getting fired up. I'm getting excited. I'm getting very excited. If you guys want to participate in the sale, I have a link down below. I do have a link down below. If you guys want to click that link, it does support the channel. So I appreciate that. And I'm using one of my friend's links. He's a part of the token sale. He's like, hey man, if you're going to advertise it, use my link. I was like, okay, that's fine. So if you guys do want to support the channel, use that link. That's my only way to get these damn tokens since I'm in the United States, but let's jump into it. So if you do want to participate in the sale, you go to worldmobiletoken.com. Like I said, no financial advice here. And what they're actually going to be doing is they're going to be releasing 200 million of the tokens to start for the sale. So let's talk about real quick, the breakdown of it, right? So the max supply is 2 billion tokens, less than Cardano at 31 billion. 30% of these will be given to node operators, so people that run pools, 20% for the co-founders and team, 7.8% for partnerships, so maybe that's IOG, 2.5% in the private sale, 2.5% for early staking rewards. These early staking rewards we're going to be going into in just a second. These are for people that it's the next 6 months. So 2.5% of the total world mobile supply is going to be given out in the next 6 months. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's early. That's a lot. The operation fund, 18%. The public sale, which is what we're going to be buying from, or you're going to be buying from if you do choose to buy them, and that is at 10%. And that's the 200 million tokens, obviously, of 2 billion. 5.9% for the advisors, and 2% for the community fund, and 3% for the community rewards, right? So if you're getting it today, what's very cool is you get to participate in the early staking rewards. This is a one-time thing. This is never going to happen again for World Mobile. So if you're early, you make out like a bandit as always. So there's a couple different options here, right? You can be an Earth node operator, and this takes 100,000 tokens, and you do get some pretty great rewards. But what we're gonna be looking at today is something that you can actually participate in with any amount of World Mobile tokens. The minimum is $200 to participate. And so the public sale pool, this is what you guys could participate in even if you have less than 20,000 US dollars. And this is an early staking pool for those that would like to stake their tokens but do not want to commit to reserving an Earth node. Staking earned rewards if they have their tokens for a minimum of 30 days following the token release threshold. During these 30 days, the participants must hold a minimum balance of their staked amount to be taken at a snapshot to qualify for the reward. So this is going to be in a snapshot, and I'll release the info on this channel when this happens. If the user decides to stake their tokens using a wallet that was not used, it must submit the new wallet to them. And then there's one thing. Okay. All right, let's go down to the numbers. This is what we want to look at. So we have the public staking thresholds. So as we hit these certain thresholds, this is the amount of tokens that are going to be going out. And this is capped at 100 million of the tokens. So if more than 100 million of the people try to participate in this, then there will be no more rewards. So we can answer a couple questions, and then we can go through the rest of the content today. But yeah, I guess I could say a little bit about what happens if you are going to participate. So the way the sale actually works is you click this button right here, Create Vault. It takes you into an account. You get a mnemonic phrase that you have to write down, and that mnemonic phrase is what you'd use to recover essentially your World Mobile web wallet. And that's going to last 6 weeks long if the tokens don't sell out all the way. And then after that 6 weeks, those tokens are going to be sent into your Cardano wallet that you submit to them. So once you're signed in, you have your mnemonic phrase written down. There's going to be like 2 big screens in there. And the left screen is where you actually go to reserve your tokens. And I just mentioned there's 6 weeks. Well, the way they do it is week 0 through week. I guess I can make myself full screen so you can see my beautiful face. So week 0 to week 5, you actually get to reserve the amount of tokens that you want each week, because the first week right now, there's actually a $2,000 cap on it. So if you want more than that, you're going to have to reserve some for week 1, where there's a $100,000 cap. And that cap slowly increases as the weeks go along. But if I were you, I would try to get some. If you're going to get less than $2,000 worth, I would try to get some in week 0. Because you never know how long week 1's going to last. You never know how long week 2 is going to last. Because from what I've read, there's over 170 million of these tokens already reserved of the 200 million. But keep in mind that some of these people aren't going to pay up, right? So as you get on there, try to reserve the largest amount that you want in week 0, in week 1, because past that, you never really know what's going to happen. Okay, so then now after you reserve those amounts, you type in, I want $2,000 week 0, and I want $5,000 week 2 or week 1 the following week. What's going to happen is you're going to get an email For the first one, you'll get an email probably within the next 4 or 5 days. And once you receive that email, you have a 24-hour time span to actually submit your own tokens to get the World Mobile tokens. And you can pay in a couple different currencies. You still have some ETH lying around. You can pay in ETH, you can pay in BNB, you can pay in USDC, and you can also pay in ADA, which is pretty damn cool. I love paying in ADA and also getting these in your native token wallet. These aren't our ERC20 tokens. I'll say that again. It's pretty damn awesome. Week one, if you reserve some in week one, you'll have an email sent then. But remember, when that email is sent, you only have 24 hours to purchase. And if you're watching this tomorrow and you're worried, man, I'm going to miss out, I really do think that there's going to be a lot of people that reserve these tokens but don't actually pay for them. So you still may have a chance in the next couple weeks to get these if you're interested. But again, before I close out on here, no financial advice. You buying this token is your own decision. It can go up, it can go down. You never know what's going to happen. But saying that, I am very excited about this project. It's damn cool, and I cannot wait to be a part of it. It's pretty awesome. So I'll read some questions from the chat, and we'll go over a little bit more today. But what is up, everybody? There's 100 people watching here today. If you guys are enjoying it so far, click that like button. See what I've missed. Crawford, what's up, man? Halil, what's up? Nito said, I love my Cardano. Me too, buddy. Ada Planet, hello from California. What's up, man? Hello from Florida. Funny, I just received my email to finish my purchase as we speak. Yep, no sale in the USA. I'm sorry about that. Yep, everyone has to do their own research. It's very important. It's also very important for me to not get sued because you lose your money and you're a weenie. I guess if you're going to lose your money on something, you probably don't have the money to sue me. When available in the US and Canada, it won't be, man. You're going to have to actually get this on an exchange. How do you know it's not a rug pull? Anything can be a rug pull, man. You can lose all of your money. You can lose all of your money investing in any of these projects. It is a high-risk investment. But at the same time, IOG supports this company. IOG actually holds 10% of this company, and IOG has been working on this with them for 3 years. I'm pretty young, so I'm still learning how to invest. We're all still learning. But what I've kind of realized is invest in people. You can have anybody create a nice logo, create a nice idea, but people that get shit done consistently are who you invest in, and IOG has done me well thus far. So I'm willing to take a risk that could go to zero and invest in something so that IOG supports, And also I support them for Mickey and the mission, everything he told me about. It's awesome, man. I'm excited about it. Press those likes button, people. Darko is right. There's 103 people here and only 59 likes. If you guys could press that like button, I really would appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate the little avocado. It's like it looks like an avocado, but it doesn't really say it. I don't know. So how is it different from Starlink? I know Starlink's it's a satellite in the sky, but I will have to look into that, man. That's a good question that I should know how to answer for you. Hello from Utah, Pay. What's up? What's up, man? Dude, you've been tuning in the channel for a while. I appreciate you, man. World Mobile Token is going to be earth-shaking with their work they're doing. I agree, man. I'm very excited about World Mobile. I'm excited about a lot of projects coming to Cardano, honestly. Just got in, was excited to see more on the World Mobile sale. Hey, man, if you missed it, you can just start in the beginning. SDAO video soon. Yes, so I've been working on a new video series I'm going to be doing for you guys, and you guys are going to love it, I promise. So what I'm going to be doing is about every 2 weeks, I'm going to be releasing a project video, and it's going to be a new project. It's obviously going to be Cardano themed, right? It's going to be on the Cardano blockchain, or it's going to be interoperable with Cardano, but where I really spend like 20 to 30 minutes digging deep into a project. For example, if I make an ERG video, I'm going to dive deep into ERG, and then I'm going to talk about the mining. I'm going to talk about proof of work. I'm going to talk about InPals, and really diving deep into these other projects that are around us that I've always been interested in, and really just picking them apart and seeing what I like, seeing what I don't like, comparing them, because I have been doing that lately for investment purposes, and man, it's been a great learning experience, and it's also a lot of fun. So anything, it's a great learning experience for me. It's a lot of fun. With also, the investment aspect to it, because you're investing in a new project, gets me excited. So I also love making videos. We mix all of those together. I think we'll have some damn good content, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, the SDAO video is coming soon. I have a few more little ADA gems, little ADA altcoin gems in my pocket that I've been working on. but I'm going to release videos for all of them. So, hello from Sweden. What's up, man? Hello from Austria. What's up? Why no say on the USA? It's because the SEC is an asshole. Screw the SEC. To be honest, though, I have met a lot of people that just, ape into these. So maybe it's a good thing that you can't invest in ICOs. Maybe many families have been saved because of that. You can't buy it if you live in the USA, man. I'm sorry about that. Pressing the like button hard from Australia. Press it harder. Quote that. Oh, so I can't. Oh, I already read that one. You've inspired me to create my own Stakepool. Awesome, man. Happy to hear that. Would you recommend starting with a relay node before making the full producing node? Yeah. I would start with a relay, get the node up and running, get it synced to the blockchain, get a couple peers to connect to, and just watch it for a little bit. And if you do that very, very easily, then I would recommend making a pool on the test net. Have you ever been to Austria? I have not. Do you stake with Meld? I do not stake with Meld. Extremely disappointed I cannot get WMT in my country. It does suck, man. It does suck. Warren Buffett said, big pay in the freaking house. Please do a video on Meld versus Sunday Swap. So I don't think they really even compare. Meld is actually, at least from the very little that I've read, Meld is a lending protocol, whereas Sunday Swap is a swap protocol. So the only thing that really compares the two is the ISO funding model, right? So no, I do not stake with Meld. I do not stake with Meld. I actually like my ADA rewards, man. If I wanted to get into a project, I would either buy the token and participate it, but I would not stake to an ISO. Big pay in the freaking house. I already did that one. Hey, Pay, do you know if once the WMT sale is over, if all 1,000 Earth nodes are reserved, will others be able to still run an Earth node if they have the WMT? Not at first, but as they expand their network, they add more Earth nodes. Are you a developer? Kind of. I'm a baby dev. I'm a Stakepool operator. I know a little bit about it. I went to school for computer science and engineering, but it's not what I do full time anymore. What is this about? Great question. So what this is my Cardano Monday AMA. I do these every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys come with any questions about cryptocurrency, Cardano, World Mobile now, anything in the ecosystem, and I do my best to give you the knowledge that I've gathered thus far. And yeah, I just come on there to try to educate people. What's the smart contract project that you're most excited about? Great question, Jeremy. So right now, what I like is AGIX and the tokens under that wing. And then I also like, I've been looking into this other one called, I think it's called Mini Swap, and I'm going to try to have them on the podcast tomorrow actually. But they're doing a swap protocol with a fair token launch. And I really like the idea of that. So no offense against Meld or Sunday Swap, but what's cool about this is it's a fair for everyone. So the only way that you can actually get these mini swap tokens is if you provide liquidity, to the protocol. So the only way that you get paid or you get the tokens for the protocol is if you actually provide value to the protocol itself, right? Which I think is very cool. So I've been looking into mini swap a lot, but you can't buy it. AGIX and some of the tokens underneath that. So those are two big ones. Liquid, that's also a fair token offering as well. And I think Cardano has this very unique ability to have these fair token launch projects, right? Because we have Project Catalyst. Anybody can, advertise and say, hey, look, I'm doing this project, please fund me. And it's very hard to get funds through Project Catalyst. I think it's really worth it because when you get funds through Project Catalyst, you can do what, Dwayne is doing from Liquid, what DC is doing from Liquid, because he is essentially, instead of selling it to private VCs or selling it to the tokens over email to accredited investors and getting all of that capital, you're getting funding from the community for the community, and then you're starting a protocol to where the only way you can get that token is if the people participate in the protocol. So it's free and fair for all, right? And so far, I've seen a couple people doing it. Liquid's one of them. Miniswap is one of them as well. I mean, there's a few different ways that you can fund your project. You have the ISO model. Now you have the IDO model. So the ISO model SundaeSwap is doing, Meld is doing, or you have the IDO model, which is what, all of the projects are doing under Cardstarter and also under Occam, and you also have the third way, which is the Project Catalyst way, which is like the clean eating, the version of funding, to where you're getting it from community voted, community funding, community curated with a fair token launch, right? So it's all like philosophically, because you can imagine that in the fair token launches, the tokens would be much more distributed, right? Because unless it's just like one person that participates in the protocol, but a hard launch with good marketing, those tokens are going to be very widespread. It's fair and free for all. So yeah, but also, ISO has some pros too, because you're not really investing whole tokens into them that you can lose. So the worst thing that you're going to lose is that 5% a year that you earn, But that really does add up, considering it comes down over time. What will you eventually be able to do with your World Mobile tokens? You can stake them. It's like Cardano. You stake them to people that process transactions for the network. And then when you stake to them, they process, the amount of tokens that you have, the percentage of the market cap for the amount of tokens that you have. When you stake those to a node, they're the ones who process the transactions, like telecom transactions. And, I really appreciate the questions today, and specifically about World Mobile and all of this new stuff that I'm diving into, because, you guys help me learn a lot. When you ask a question that I don't know, it's very helpful for me, because then I can go look into it. So as I dive deep into World Mobile and HGIX and DeFi and all these projects coming to Cardano, when you ask me something I don't know, it's very helpful. So thank you guys for that, because World Mobile is very new to me. I really started looking into it probably a couple of weeks ago. So some of my answers will get more fine-tuned and nicer over time. Great work as always. I have a feeling Charles has a big surprise coming up I feel like he does too. Everyone's been saying that. It's like in the air, man. It's in the air. Great work as always. What is your perspective on smart contracts coming this September? Can you clarify a little bit more on your question, Warren Buffett? My perspective pertaining to... Hey, you're tuning in from Norway, Thomas. I appreciate you coming by today, man. I appreciate that. What utility can you get for holding ADA besides it being for financial opportunity? I know ADAs can vote on Catalyst. Any other use cases for holding ADA? So you can vote. ADA is used for governance. So staking and governance. It's also used for transactions. When September comes around, smart contracts are going to provide hundreds of more use cases for ADA. It'll honestly be endless. But we are hiring at Bloom. There's 111 people here today. So if this is your first time tuning into the channel, I appreciate it. If you could click that like button and subscribe, consider checking out more of my videos. I've done podcasts with Charles Hoskinson, with Ben Kortzel, some of my 2 favorite videos that I've made. But we are doing a Bloom tokens giveaway. So Bloom tokens are the tokens for Bloom. And you can actually get those by coming to the Monday AMA every week at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all you do is you click that Discord link down below. You go into the Discord, you fill out the CAPTCHA, and there's a tab called Bloom-Tokens. And when you're in that tab, you actually react with the confetti symbol. And then I probably have to start the giveaway for that to work. So I'll set that up after the AMA. I apologize. But we do these every week at Monday, and I make them run for 3 days. So if any time during the next 3 days you join the Discord server, you'll be able to participate in that giveaway. I had some notes here too. I think I missed some of them. Okay. It'll pretty much be like Ethereum in a few months. Yeah, pretty much. Lower fees, but with Plutus, a little bit more secure. During Mickey's chat with Rick, there's a comment that they want everyone to be able to run the node. How do you think that can be done in the US if we can't get the token? Do you know anything about that? There's really no way to do it without the token because you have that hard cap of 100,000 World Mobile tokens to do it, right? So you're probably going to have to get them on an exchange. Starlink will still have covered all the world except for Antarctica, but equipment expensive for people who need the most at the moment would mass approximately $1,500 each 12 square miles. So is that for Starlink? $1,500 for 12 square? That didn't seem too bad. Like per what? Per month? Per week? How are you investing in World Mobile Token if you live in the US? I'm not. I got to wait for it to come to an exchange. I just wanted to tell you guys all about it. Because I do think that, this channel, at least where I see it trending towards, is Cardano plus Cardano projects. So this is kind of my first step in saying, hey guys, there's a big sale going on for World Mobile Token, one of the biggest projects coming to Cardano. I want to make sure you guys didn't miss out on this, because this is the cheapest that you'll ever be able to get it. I'm not trying to spread FOMO, no financial advice. It's quite likely considering it's the ICO sale. Sporting the collar today, looking good, Pay. Thank you so much, man. When will USA residents be able to buy? You'll be able to buy when it comes to exchanges. So, DeFi, decentralized exchanges. What is World Mobile? I'm actually working on a long What is World Mobile video. Just tune into that. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and click all if you are looking for that. Is World Mobile going to be a token on Cardano or a separate blockchain? World Mobile is a token on Cardano, and they're actually going to be using Cardano's metadata platform to actually store decentralized identities on top of the Cardano blockchain. Very cool. But my understanding, and keep in mind, my understanding is very brief. It takes me time to really hone in on these things. But from my understanding, there will be another blockchain, but it's going to be built layer 2 on top of Cardano. Any word on when we can buy it? As soon as it comes to an exchange, man. As soon as it comes to an exchange. So when will that be? My guess would probably be within the next 6 months. Bought my 10K World Mobile token. Hell yeah, man. Happy to hear that. Super stoked about World Mobile. Me too, man. Me too. Big Pay, my apology for not being clear. I'm referring to the migration of big institutions adopting Cardano once it's on mainnet. Yeah. Honestly, do you think, Grayscale was kind of the first step of that. But yeah, it is when Goguen goes well, when Plutus is implemented, anyone can build these protocols. Anyone can, build a protocol for Cardano. I think people are immediately going to be kind of FOMOing in. When ETH's not too bad right now. Right now you get on ETH and it's $3 or $4, but when people when things start picking up again and these fees are $20, and if you're running a smart contract and you want to pay out tokens to 100 different people, and that's going to cost you $2,000 versus $20 over here, I see institutions investing in Cardano, and I see a lot of these DeFi projects coming over to Cardano. So I'm feeling pretty good about smart contracts coming. I'm very excited. I'm just very excited to participate in some of the utility that Cardano is going to offer. Participating in DeFi projects, swapping my ADA, providing liquidity, just everything under the sun. I was so happy when we actually had the ability to stake ADA. I was like, yes, the ghost chain narrative is dead. I can finally do something other than send it back and forth. And then we got to vote for the first time, and then we got native tokens. So I'm just always excited for new features coming to Cardano. It's kind of like if you guys were ever playing video games in the past, it's like when you get a new update to something that you play every day. It's just, it's awesome. Ada Kid says, any news about the Mycilial Gallery? It's a great question. So it's delayed a little bit. It's because my partner, Ben, he actually just had a baby. So we were planning on releasing this week, but he just had a baby, so we're going to give him a little bit more time for the Mycilial Gallery. And if you guys are watching this and you're wondering what the Mycilial Gallery is, it's a gallery for NFTs on Cardano, and it's not going to be just artwork; it can be anything. But yeah, we're releasing our first NFT collection called the Pioneer Collection, and there's going to be 7 NFTs with an 8th hidden one. And the way that you actually get the 8th hidden card is if you collect all 7 of the NFTs and burn them. and it's going to be a high supply. The different cards are going to be random, with different frames, different tiers. And we call it pioneers because we see them as the pioneers of Cardano. And this is kind of the first, release from Mycilial Gallery, and then eventually over time, we're going to release, more drops. We're going to work with different artists, and it could be any style of artist. So there's a little bit more about that. I'm going to release a big video when the time's right, explaining everything. If you had a friend that could buy some World Mobile token for you, do you see any problem with that? I mean, I'm not the guy to ask. I would ask the SEC, but they might take your tokens as well. Because if they have full access over the account, because you have to KYC into the account, they can very easily take your tokens. Do you have a preference between beef burgers and bison burgers? Probably bison. Probably bison, man. Congratulations to Ben and his family. For sure, man. For sure. I honestly have no idea what that's like. I have a dog. So that would just be crazy to have a little human running around. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Can you explain what layer 2 is? Great question, John. This is going to be a fun one. So let's take it. Let's stop. Let's go all the way back. So a protocol, right? What is a protocol, right? Because you're saying, what is layer 2? Well, what he's saying is, what is a layer 2 protocol? So let's take it all the way back. What is a protocol? A protocol is a set of rules, right? It's a protocol that you follow. But when it comes to a network, what is a protocol, right? So for a network, a protocol is just a set of rules, right? Rules that you have to follow to join the network. So the most simple protocol that not the most simple, but the one that we all use is TCP/IP. And this is how the internet works. Every computer or every device that's connected to the internet follows the rules of TCP/IP, right? So now let's think about what is a protocol on top of TCP/IP, right? It's a set of rules. It's another network that's using TCP/IP, Cardano, right? So look, layer 1 is the internet, TCP/IP protocol. Layer 2 is Cardano. It follows all the same rules as TCP/IP, but it introduces its own new network and its own new protocol, its own new set of rules, right? So now let's zoom back in. We're at Cardano, right? Cardano is its own protocol, its own set of rules. Layer 2 is something that builds on top of Cardano, right? But also creates its own little subset of rules, right? But it still ties back into Cardano in some way. Whether you're, doing a zero knowledge proof and that proof comes back and is processed to the chain, or, it's actually, connected, which Charles has talked about before, which I don't quite understand. But layer 2 is essentially means something that's built on top, right? But I hope that makes sense. Can you provide a link to Miniswap? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's MinSwap. Yeah, check this out. Check this out. Also, if you guys are wondering how you can actually earn Bloom tokens on top of your ADA rewards, just stake to Bloom. We have Bloom through Bloom 6. We're actually minted the 8th ever block on top of the Cardano blockchain. So we've been here from the beginning. We'll be here till your end. We pay kick-ass rewards. We're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I cannot wait to release. I'm just so excited about releasing it. I'm so excited to have a nice little mic drop moment. Because you guys always ask me, Bloom tokens, what are the purpose? What is it going to be? What is Bloom doing? What are we expanding upon? I cannot wait to tell you. I can't. But just so you know, anyone that's delegated to Bloom already is already earning the Bloom tokens. And if you were delegated to Bloom a year ago, you'll have a nice little surprise for you as well. But anyone that's delegated from the beginning till now, you've earned Bloom tokens the whole time. And we'll actually be able to pay these out with smart contracts when the time comes. So if you guys do want to earn some Bloom tokens on top of your ADA rewards, just delegate to Bloom. But that's my stake pool. Giuseppe says, so does Bloom Pool run on green energy? It does not. It does not. And so the amount of electricity that the nodes actually use is very, very little relative to mining power. But still saying that, I hope everything trends toward green energy, and Bloom will as well. As soon as we have the option to do that. So where Bloom is located is in Florida. We get hurricanes here all the time. We cannot set up nodes here. If we set up nodes here, you'd be worried about your staking rewards every time you see a hurricane hitting Florida, right? So, what we do is we use different cloud providers, and that offers a lot of great utility for stake pool providers, because if something goes down, you can immediately have an instance ready to go up and immediately fix the problem, right? Whereas if it were a server in person, we could provide green energy to it, right? But it would go down all the time. You don't have these instances. Whereas if I get phone called, right? If a relay, restarts, I get phone called in the middle of the night, and the first thing that I do wherever I am is wake up and take a look at the Bloom nodes. All right, what's going on? And it's very rarely that I've never been woken up at the middle of the night. I never have, but I would. But what that allows me to do is, even if I'm, seeing family, I'm out of town, I'm on vacation, I'm doing something, I can always open up a laptop and use my SSH keys and fix the server. And I'm sure you could do that, if you have SSH open on your home PC and you can SSH into it and fix it. But with the amount of storms and hurricanes that we get here, there's no way. I've lost power twice since I've been here, and I've only lived here for 2 months now. Right. So as soon as, green energy is available for our nodes on our different service providers, then we will quickly, adopt it and pay more for it if necessary. But we really just don't have that as an option now. But as a caveat to that, relative to mining, we don't use much electricity at all. And I honestly, for the Bitcoin mining too, I think everything should trend towards green energy. But when you actually think about the amount of power that Bitcoin takes to provide financial freedom to the world, I mean, look at a server room at Google. Look at how much electricity Google uses to run one big building full of software devs, or one big server room for all of this. I really think the whole Bitcoin green energy thing, I believe that it should trend naturally towards green energy. We need to do that. It just makes sense, right? Why use energy that hurts our planet when you can use energy that's given to us for free from the sun or from water? I agree with that completely. But the whole hubbub about, Bitcoin's bad because it uses all this electricity. What is the value of financial freedom? How much electricity should financial freedom cost? Right? I don't really fall into that line. Or with even with Bloom's nodes, I would love to have a completely 100%, we're actually positive to the world. Not only do we have green energy, but we give back to the world and maybe take some of the carbon out of the air or take plastic out of the water. I would love to have a net positive. But as far as if you look at the actual cost of the energy with Bitcoin and also with Cardano, the energy consumption relative to the value that it provides, relative to what we use energy for in other ways, it's I don't even know why the hubbub about Bitcoin is even out there, at least in my opinion. Great question though. Great question. Yeah, TLDR is no, but we will as soon as we can. What is the staking rewards for Cardano? It's a great question, Spikerhood. So the staking rewards for Cardano is 5% a year on what you have. And keep in mind that's compounding, and it pays you every 5 days. So it's usually probably a little bit more than 5% because you're getting paid every 5 days. So you're casually increasing each time that you get paid. So, hey, Pay, still holding space buds? Hell yeah, I am, man. I've got some space buds. I got a good bit. I got probably like 12 of them. I was picking up some during the dip. Space buds dip. Isn't that a little different for Cardano? Aren't layer 1 and 2 a level 1 implementation? AKA both are necessary for the most basic functions of the network, but in charge of different tasks. So that is a possibility, right? You can have two different protocols that are in charge of different tasks, but both be necessary for the basic functions. But when you look at how layer 2 protocols work right now on ETH and on Bitcoin, it's layer 2. The base protocol and network runs fine without 2 even existing, right? So, but I do know what you're talking about. And what he's saying is, it's complicated stuff. It's complicated. So imagine, Cardano, we don't have much data really being processed. We have a block every 2 seconds about, it's every 20 seconds. I messed that up. And it's a slot about every second or two. And so we have a block every 20 seconds and the data is stored in that block. And the data that is stored in that block is really just transactions, right? And those transactions, they're starting to get a little bit more complicated. But right now, they're pretty simple, right? It's a transaction, from me to you, or from, me to you with metadata that includes some data about the transaction, or me to you with another native token with some metadata. I mean, that's as simple as they get. And that allows the blockchain to operate, seamlessly. But as you increase the amount of data that is stored, you start to have other problems arise. So what people do to solve this is they essentially create another blockchain, another network, another protocol that ties in to the main blockchain. And this blockchain over here is processing a lot more. It has a lot more data. It needs a lot more computation power. And what this blockchain does is submits a zero knowledge proof to this blockchain, right? But they both need each other to work. But that's not how Cardano works in its current function. And it could work like that in the future. Maybe Hydra needs this, or, something else that we all decide with governance. We need to have a protocol that's processing this style of transaction. It's not like that right now. Another thing that makes me think, though, is when governments start to really get into this, you're going to have kind of layer 2 governance protocols built on top of Cardano that are going to be protocols set for local regulations. So that's a good example of layer 2. Where can I find my Bloom tokens? I've never seen them in a wallet. It's a great question, Ludo. So every week during the Monday AMAs, I give out 5 sets of Bloom tokens to 5 winners. And that's the only way that you can get them right now. The only other way is for delegating to Bloom, but we're waiting for smart contracts to actually launch in September. And that's because we want to write a smart contract that's verifiable. When we release the white paper for Bloom tokens and say, this is what we're doing, this is what Bloom tokens will do, this is what we will do, we want all of that to be written in a smart contract. So the Bloom tokens are being paid to you, or we're not taking them, or everything is set, right? That's why we haven't paid out the Bloom tokens other than the giveaway. And what we send out in the giveaway is, it's to the total market cap. It's a good amount, but it's not a large amount, right? And that'll be written in the white paper as well. It's okay, these are set for giveaways, but we want everything to be, secure and trustworthy, and the only way to do that is a smart contract. So. Chris says, the sun is free energy that gives us photosynthesis and thus blooms. Love that. So sad I couldn't get my World Mobile token in Canada. Looking forward to them expanding to the project to Uganda. That'd be pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome. Mostly in Tanzania right now. Have you looked into the Orion terminal? This could be huge for the space. I have a little bit, and it seems awesome. It seems awesome. The Orion terminal, for you guys that haven't looked into it yet, is a decentralized, they're saying decentralized. As far as is it, I don't know. It's a decentralized terminal that you can actually use to trade tokens on both decentralized and centralized marketplaces from one terminal, from one app. It's pretty cool. Let's pull it up here real quick. I mean, how awesome would it be to actually just look through all of the prices and pick up exactly the price that you want for some of these tokens? So this is what it looks like. It's very nice. It's very intuitive. Training terminal. And it's just going to get you the best price from any of the DeFi protocols or from any of the centralized, exchanges. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Where do we receive the Bloom tokens? You receive them in your ADA, your wallet, your Daedalus Leroy wallet when the time comes. Formula E said, "What up, Big Peasy? Have you looked into Nervos CKB? If so, what are your thoughts?" I haven't looked into it too much, man. I haven't. I know that they're actually going to be building a bridge with Cardano, and Nervos users and both Cardano users can use both protocols and swap. And so let's say Nervos has something that's awesome. Nervos has it's a mixer. It mixes your coins up and takes your identity away from it. Well, what you can actually do with your ADA when it's inoperable is move your ADA over to Nervos, use the mixer, and then move the ADA back to a different wallet. So it essentially allows you to use the utility of the Nervos blockchain and the people in the Nervos blockchain to use the utility of Cardano. It's very cool. It's very cool. That's as far as I know about it. That's it. So Unknown said, "Why so many tokens? Why only one ADA? I don't understand why native tokens. Do we really need all these native tokens?" It's a great question. It's a great question. So tokens are tools. That's it. That's why we need them, right? To give people the ability to create tokens on the blockchain allows entrepreneurs to, create the token and incentivize people, to bring value to the world. The best example of this is the World Mobile blockchain. It's what we talked about in the beginning of this AMA was, what they're doing with World Mobile is they're starting a blockchain and using tokens that they created on the Cardano blockchain to incentivize people to run nodes to process transactions for people in third world countries. So they're taking the token and using it to bring value to the world, right? And also value to themselves. And the value to the people that participate in World Mobile. And that's why we need tokens. That's why they're so important, because Cardano is just a tool. It's just a tool. It's a tool for entrepreneurs, and it's a tool for also people that want to have financial freedom. It's a tool for people that want to, have a store of value. Blockchains inherently are just tools, and the native tokens on Cardano are just tools. They can be tools for I want to store an NFT on here, or I make shoes and I want each shoe that I make to have a serialized identity on a blockchain to make sure that my customers know they got the right shoe, right? That's why there's so many tokens. Will all of these tokens have value? No. I can make a token right now. I can make 2 of them and sell you one and keep one myself and say, oh, there's only 2 of them in the world. Right? Now, what's that token worth that I just created? Literally nothing. Or literally, the cost to make it. But what the actual cost that it would be is what someone's willing to pay for it, right? And I feel like people don't really figure that out about crypto. But, if there's 2 Bitcoins and I pay $5 for one, and no one else is willing to sell the other ones, then the price is really what someone's willing to pay for it and what someone's willing to buy it for, right? And that's why, do these tokens hold all these value? I think some of these tokens don't, I feel like the markets are a bit manipulated, with Tether. Tether is so scary to me. Did you guys see what came out where they really only have about 3% of the total, in value? They have 3 to 4% of the total Tether in existence. Well, now think about what that does to the market, right? We look at, the way it works now, with fiat. You have the Federal Reserve. They print money. They loan it to the banks. The banks buy treasury bonds, earn their 1.5% a year. And that really inflates things. It causes people to spend money, blah, 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 blah. Well, the same thing's happening with Tether right now in the cryptocurrency market. It's like we as humans just can't get over this whole printing thing. Think about if Tether is really, it's 3% of the total value, then how inflated are these markets actually right now? What is the real value of Bitcoin? What is the real value of ADA? I don't know, because what's being used to pump all of it are fake. It's all fake. And that's a very, very real risk factor for this market. But this isn't new news. This has been here for years. Everyone's always said this, but now the data is actually coming out because the New York forced them to release the data. So I've been thinking about that a lot lately. What is the actual value of Bitcoin or of ADA when we've been pumped so much from printing of the government, one, and also printing of Tether? So we have like two people printing here, Do you know what happened approximately 2 months ago where the whole ecosystem stopped producing blocks for about 21 minutes? Yes. Do you mean the Cardano stop? Was that 2 months ago? Seems like it was longer ago. Any idea when the saturation level K parameter is moved and the new saturation is cut in half? We're looking at, probably my guess would be Q4 of this year. Yeah, the Bloom tokens are retroactive for all of the time as long as you're still staked to Bloom when you claim them. Sup, homie? So ErgoDex, what do you know? What's happening? What's the nature of Cardano's relationship to Ergo when the rubber hits the road? So I don't know, man. I saw that they're actually submitting a Project Catalyst proposal. That's all I know about it. I saw the proposal. I haven't looked into it yet. I'm too busy. Was that a screwdriver you just finished off? It wasn't. It was just some orange juice. I hadn't had any sugar yet today or any carbs. And I just felt like it'd probably be good to give my body some glucose. So nothing better than some orange juice. But yeah, I will look into the ErgoDex, man. I will. Ask me in a couple weeks from now. I'll probably have it figured out. Hey, Pay, have you looked into Meld? I have a little bit, and I got to say I'm not very impressed so far. There could always be something that changes my mind, but so far I'm not very impressed. Anything that can run on ETH will be run faster and cheaper on Cardano, and eventually it'll only take a handful of keystrokes to migrate. I look forward to that day. Do you have to use fiat to purchase the real Tether? No, you do not. You can just use Bitcoin or anything. You can just trade it for it. Fiat is printing with nothing backing it. Yeah, dude, but think about Tether, though. Think about Tether, 3%. So you have the government printing something with nothing backing it, and then you have Tether stating that the thing with nothing backing it is backed when it's not. It's like a double, it's like government prints, no value there, no real money there other than, the people in the United States, and then Tether. And they only have 3% of the thing that's not backed with anything. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. Is this a paid sponsor thing from World Mobile? No, it is not. This is not paid. It's not sponsored by World Mobile. But that link that I have down below, I do earn 2.5% of whatever you guys purchase. But anyone can do that. If you get on there right now, you can actually get the 2% link yourself. It's just on there, you know. Crawford said, I like the idea of MELD, a loan that pays itself off from yield earned. Yeah, I actually participate in a protocol on Ethereum that does that exact same thing. But my issue with MELD is when I was reading it, there's a few red flags about projects, and they ticked 2 of them. And I don't know. I don't know enough yet to talk about it, but I'm not impressed. They're going on Cardano Live soon, though, with Rick. So I'll have to watch that. Check it out. What is ADA Grayscale about? So ADA Grayscale, the reason I put that in the title is because recently Grayscale is a... let me pull it up. So they do trusts. And they have a digital large cap fund. And they actually added ADA to the digital large cap fund as a pretty large percentage. Last time I checked, it was about 30 or 26% that they added to the fund. And this was, pretty much out of nowhere. Let me pull this up. Okay, I have it here. So it's 4% ADA. I don't know where I got 26 from. 24% ETH and 67% BTC. And those are just relative to market cap, I'm guessing, because ADA is really about around 43 billion. ETH's probably around 240, and Bitcoin's probably around 670. That's probably where the numbers came from, would be my guess. So 110 million ADA staked in MELD's pools. They're all at like 98%, right? That's nuts, man. That's nuts. So let me do the math on that. How much money is MELD earning right now? So 110 million ADA, and they charge 98% or 99% fees. So times that by 0.05, times that by 0.99. It's either 99 or 98. Damn. Making some money. About 5.5 million ADA a year they're making to build that protocol. And they just started. They just came out of nowhere. What stablecoin do you like if you like any? I like USDC. USDC is what I have. Coinbase isn't going anywhere. Does anyone know, how does one know if your staking with someone is safe? So no one can actually take your ADA when you stake with someone. But what they can do is not pay you their rewards, right? So if like Bloom, for example, if all of the nodes were shut off and we didn't do our job at all, which this has obviously never happened, what would happen to you is you just wouldn't receive an epoch payment. That's it. So then you have, 5 days presumably to pick another pool. But no one can ever take your ADA. I saw a report today that Grayscale hasn't bought any ADA yet. Can you confirm this? No, I can't. I'm with Charles Hoskinson. Blockchain is law. You can't open up the can of worms of removing anything from it. I agree, man. Code is law. Any idea when we'll get our voting rewards? I haven't seen it in my wallet yet. I don't know when you'll get them, but check your staking address because they're paid to your staking address. So if you're on your Roy, you'll see it. It'll say, oh, would you like to withdraw these? Because they're paid to your staking. So it makes a lot of people think that they haven't gotten them yet or they're not coming. So. Oh, one of theirs is 50% fees. Okay, so that changes the math. Then it's definitely less than 5.5 mil. Guy at Stakepool says, that's a lot of money to build Mel. It seems sketchy to me. It is sketch. But at the same time, people are losing their ADA rewards. They can get over it. They can get over it. It's just 5% of what they make a year off of it. But I don't know. That's a lot to me. It's a lot to me. I look forward to my Epoch payments every 5 days for my ADA. I love it. I really do. I just, if I was going to make a risky investment, I would rather just buy it, and not give up my ADA rewards. I think it's a cool funding method, especially for them, Have you heard of Muse? I have heard of Muse. I have. Did anyone see what USDT did during the crash? I didn't. What did USDT do during the crash? But we are at an hour. If you guys have any more questions, make sure you shoot those in the chat real quick. We're going to be heading out of here soon. If you guys did enjoy it so far, make sure you click that like button. I'd appreciate it. We're about over the concurrent viewers and likes. I'll answer a few more questions before we hop off of here for today. Just a quick recap. We are hiring at Bloom. We're looking for a full stack JavaScript developer. Obviously, full stack is JavaScript. We're also looking for a video editor. We're looking for somebody, also a video editor with very basic Photoshop skills. That would help as well. But yeah, we're looking to expand on Bloom. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to email me at peyton, Peyton, @bloompool.io. Would appreciate it if you worked for me, man. It'd be awesome. I would love to grow Bloom with you. I mean, that's pretty funny, man. You guys have to admit the irony in that. For every one ADA staked, you receive 0.065 MELD. This token that we just made out of thin air. We're going to give you that for your ADA. That's why we pay Bloom tokens on top of your ADA. Can I ask what they need all that money for and where it puts their token valuation? I don't know. I don't know what their token valuation is. I'm sure they probably list what they're going to do with all the money. But, I mean, do they really even need to? I mean, people are going to ape into any of these ISO projects, man. Just wait till people actually hear about this. That these guys, like Meld, just came out of nowhere and in a matter of weeks just amassed 110 million ADA staked. I mean, dude, when people hear that you can do this by saying, oh, I'm going to build this project, it's just going to be nuts. And Meld is the first project that people have actually, staked to because, Sunday Swap never came out with their ISO, Will Fund 5 support Ledger voting? Yes. Yes, it will. Shakai Marshall, what's up, man? How you been doing? It's been a while since I've seen you, man, or talked to you, man. Hope you're killing it too, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by today. Can I use my Yoroi Cardano address as a receiving address for World Token? Yes, as long as it starts with ADDR1 and it's not an exchange. I just arrived. What is happening? You're going to have to rewatch the whole thing, man. Marketing stunt, so-called ISO rug pull. Is that how you feel, Rav? Yeah, and this wouldn't, like this ISO thing wouldn't be near as bad if Pledge actually worked on Cardano. Like Bloom, for example, we pledge 1 million ADA to each of our pools because that's how the protocol was supposed to be designed. You provide ADA to your pool that you don't sell. If you sell it, your delegates are going to leave. They're going to be like, dude, what the hell? You were showing that you had stake in the blockchain. And we delegate to you because of that. And on top of that, Pledge was supposed to increase rewards. So the only way that your pool was supposed to be competitive is if you had a lot of ADA pledged to your pool. So all of these new projects coming here and doing the ISO, they don't have to have any ADA pledged to their pool. They can pledge 10,000, 5,000, 1,000, nothing, and people will still delegate and still earn the same rewards as you would if you pledged to Bloom at 1 million ADA delegated. There is no reason for Bloom to pledge 1 million ADA. We make next to nothing from that. Next to nothing. But when we pledged it, we stated that we're not selling it. And we're pledging this because we thought it was good for our delegates and we thought it was good for the protocol. But when in reality, it's really just been, bad for us. But we're going to stick to our word with that. But I do think A0 will change, where you will actually have to have pledged to your pools to earn optimal rewards. And we'll be right there, with the pledge that's already been there for the whole year and a half. Like, hey, where you guys been at? But we're just going to keep seeing more of this, more of these opened up, more of these ISOs. And a lot of them are going to be rug pulls. A lot of them are, But same with Sunday. I hope they kick ass. I hope Meld kicks ass. I said I was very skeptical about Sunday at first, and lately it seems like Sunday's been kicking ass. But Meld, I'm not sure yet. Hopefully they kick ass too. I would love to see it. Total noob here. Why do people believe in ADA more than we believe in ETH? So, man, I don't actually believe in ADA. I mean, I guess I do. I do believe in ADA more than ETH, but on a percentage basis, it's really because of the cost of transaction fees, some of the issues. They're trying to move to proof of stake. Cardano already has proof of stake, and we've had it for a year, whereas they've already had smart contracts, and they've had it for a few years, right? So both projects are risky to invest in, same with Bitcoin, but I personally think that ADA has a stronger community. It has governance. It has native tokens. It already has proof of stake. And I feel like going from proof of stake and adding smart contracts is way easier than going from proof of work to proof of stake with millions of users already, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I choose ADA over ETH, but there's just a few, a little TLDR. Shakai said, living the dream, always good seeing you, man. Keep it going. I appreciate that, man. I'm happy to hear that you're living the dream, man. I have to see you when I come back to Ohio sometime, man. I come back there a few times a year. Come down to Robbie's. I bought Cardano in the rocks. I don't know if you can even use that anymore, man. I don't know if you can even use those anymore. Dave said, hiring? You need an old bastard to fix freezers? Maybe. You never know. Proof of freeze. Waiting for actual projects, not the marketing guru projects. Those are hard. Those are hard to find. When you stake Cardano, pool doesn't run Bahamas with your stake one. What do you mean? But I'll go ahead and end it here today. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you click that like button. If you want to come for another one, just come Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, Bloom is hiring. Email me at peyton@bloompool.io. We're looking for a full stack dev, to learn a little bit of Plutus with us, but also some JavaScript. We're also looking for a video editor that knows a little bit of Photoshop, very basic Photoshop, a little bit of text, mainly video editing, maybe some motion graphics as well with your video editing. That's a big plus. We're really expanding. We've been looking at an office. Shit's awesome, man. Life's good. But love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Video Wednesday, video Friday. Please tune in. I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys. Do my shimmy before it comes off.